What up, people? Episode 12. I hope that this finds you when it needs to find you, and I hope that you hear what you need to hear. And today I'm talking about the walls. Whether it's the four walls that surround you or it's the walls that you create in your mind. Whether it's the physical ones or those ones that you fabricate. They're exactly where you left them. They're not changing, your surroundings are not changing. And if they are, maybe they're meant to, but the walls are not getting any wider. That familiarity is not disappearing. The things that you are comfortable with and know and love, they're not running away from you. And they're not closing in. They're not shrinking and shrinking down to the size that you think you are because you think less of yourself. You are not shrinking with them either. Let's be honest. You may feel like you're shrinking all the time, and you may feel this pressure, this weight that makes you feel like you are less than what you really are and who you feel that you need to be. You're getting to where you need, and you are doing what you need, and all you have to do is live and take part in life, you know? And life is supposed to be simple. It's not. Let's be honest, it's not simple. There are so many questions and unanswered questions and so on and so forth, but it's meant to be simple. That's how life is supposed to be. So the only thing that you can do is just not add pressure onto yourself, because the weight and the pressure of these unanswered questions, of these things that you feel that you so desperately need to change, of this, that, and the other thing, the weight of that is enough already. So stop piling pressure onto yourself just because you don't know if you are equal to it, because I guarantee you are. Not to spoil it, but you'll be okay. You will be fine. You know? Look at everything that these trees have went through, and they're still growing. They're still here. They're still taking part. You know? Just stop adding pressure on. You're doing what you can. You are taking part in the only things that you know. You are learning in the only ways that you know, you know? And I think that you are more than enough. But it's not up to me. It's up to you to believe that. It's up to you to know that. It's up to you to truly center yourself in that, you know? And I know that we fight every single day to try and prove to either ourselves or our surroundings that we are enough, but sometimes you don't need a reason as to why you are enough. And sometimes you don't need a reason for all the many questions that you're answering. Or asking, sorry. You know? You ask so much, and maybe life was meant to just be a lot simpler. Maybe we have too much information. Maybe we have too many questions. Maybe we have too much. You know? We're always stressing about something, always creating something, always building another wall, you know? But you don't need to build a wall. And if you look at it like this, if you have, you know, all these four walls around you and you keep building more, you're only building more and closing in that space. You're only boxing yourself in more, you know? And you don't need more structure. You need more freedom. You need to take part in life more. You need to just be free-flowing the same way that the wind is or the waves are. You need to just take part. Screw the pressure. Fuck the pressure, dude. And if it's something around you and it's other than you that's creating that pressure, then sit down and have a talk with it. You know, whether that's a person or a place or a thing, you know. Just, even if it's you, have a conversation with yourself. Understand yourself. And at the same time, don't get so caught in depicting everything else. You know, maybe the answer is to just focus on you. Maybe the answer is to just depict what you need to grow from, to grow from what you need to grow from, and to handle what you need to handle. You know? Maybe these broad questions of life are way more than we all bargained for, you know? So maybe slow down, take it a step back, and just handle you and play your part. And if that helps other people grow around you, then okay, double bonus. But if the purpose of your life is to grow you and for you to be a better person, then that's all you can do. You can't change everybody, you can't shape everybody, you can't shape everything. You can't change your surroundings, which, back to our surroundings, the walls didn't go anywhere, you know? And maybe that a little bit of that comfort left, yes. Maybe the walls did get a little bit farther. Maybe you feel like you've got a lot of open space, but as soon as you start to put your things into it and start to add things that make you comfortable, maybe you do feel like you shrink, you know, and maybe that's a testament to your work rate, that you work so hard consistently that you don't feel that you allow yourself to relax, you know. Maybe it's you taking away your own comfort. Who knows? You have to ask yourself that question, you know? Because the walls aren't moving on their own. The walls are moving if you're building them, or if you're, you know, shrinking and gaining way too much space because you're just getting smaller and smaller. And you're not as small as you think you are. We always add this compounded pressure and this compounded weight onto the people that, you know, we think that we're not. We force this idea upon ourselves that we're not living up to it, that we're not, you know, giving ourselves a reason every day as to why we are enough, you know? But fuck the pressure. Fuck the pressure, you know? And not to spoil it all, but it will be okay. It will be okay. That's scary, right? That it'll be okay at one point. Do you not want to be okay? Is that what all this is really about? That you want to stay stuck? You know? And if you want to stay stuck, then keep building those walls, you know? Or keep assuming that they shrink so that you keep yourself in a state of uncomfortability, you know? If that's what you need. But I think that there's two choices in life, and I think you know which one you need to pick, especially if you're sitting here and watching this for 7 minutes. I think, you know, you care about yourself enough to think that there's something in this for you, you know? So I guess all that I'm trying to say is that the walls are where you left them. Your physical surroundings are just fine. And if they're not, they're changing for a reason. And those mental surroundings are what you need to work on. You don't need to put it on other people why they're not enough and why they did this or why they did that. You don't need to judge people in advance that you can, you know, protect yourself from if they judge you. All that you can do is help yourself play your part. Your part. And like I said, if you help other people grow in that process, then that's good. That's good, that's amazing, that's beautiful. You're serving a bigger purpose than yourself. But if the only thing that you can do is grow for you and make the best out of you and your life, then that in itself is a bigger purpose than yourself. It's going to inspire others around you to just properly live their lives, to properly take part in their surroundings. You know? Do you. Do you, take part in you, take part in these surroundings that are around you, and grow with it. Grow with it. You know? And maybe you'll outgrow those walls. And maybe that's the change that we're all so afraid of. Maybe that's why we're so afraid of the walls moving, is because we know that we'll outgrow them, and maybe the power of that is too much. But you'll be okay. You will be okay. Your surroundings will be okay. The people you care about will be okay. The things that, you know, you need will come to you. And maybe, just maybe, we all are where we need to be. We're all supposed to be exactly where we are right now. Listening to the exact same thing that we need to listen to, sitting in the exact same spot that we need to, you know, and maybe this is all divine. But maybe it's not at the same time. Maybe none of it is. Maybe all of it is just responsibility, is just weight. So what you can do, the only thing that you can do, is take care of yours. Stop being so concerned about the questions. And I know everybody's going to ask, you know, the questions about what's the meaning of life, or you know, if there's a God, or what does it matter? Allow people to believe in what they believe in, and allow yourself to take part in what you're meant to take part in. Whatever way people are helping themselves through does not change the way that you need to live your life. Whatever way people are shopping at the supermarket doesn't change the way that you shop at the supermarket, unless you're looking around to learn, unless you're looking at their not laundry list, their shopping list, and saying, oh shit, I need apples too, got to keep the doctor away, Unless you're doing that, unless you're looking to people for learning, then stop looking to people as a way to just avoid looking at yourself, And I know that all that sounds like pressure. I know that that makes it feel like the walls are back to closing in, but as you learn those things, the walls are right where you left them. As you process and grow through life, because you need to, the things that you know, the things that are truly meant to be there, the things that you love, the core of you will still be there. Unless that's the thing that you are in the effort to change, and if so, then all props to you, that's a big task. But unless that's what you're making an effort to change, it will be exactly right where you left it when you come back. In whatever way you grow, in whatever way you change, what you want and need to stay the same will stay the same. And if it changes, then it was not the thing that you needed at that moment in time to stay the same. If any of that makes sense. If I'm actually following a flowing thought. But on the topic of flow, just flow with life, please. Don't be concerned about this physical or this mental change. Do your growth, take part in your growth, and don't point the finger, Take your responsibility and handle it. But also understand that there is no pressure. There is no pressure to handle it. So if you want to stay like that forever, the only thing that you're losing is the best quality of life for yourself. That doesn't mean don't change, that doesn't mean don't be better. But that simply means as you go about changing, nobody is forcing your hand, but also nobody's holding your hand. It's not going to be an easy process, but it's not even a process that you need to get done by tomorrow. And you can take your time with it, Maybe it's years down the line when you grow and where you get to where you need to be, but that's a couple years that you'll probably have. If you're meant for something that's bigger than you, then you will have those years, That's not to say that the people who aren't here, are either not meant to be here, or that they don't have a bigger purpose, but maybe their bigger purpose was to help you, was to serve you, was to, grow you. And maybe at the same time it's not. Where's that line drawn? I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't answer that question. But why would I ask that question when I have enough questions about myself to handle? And maybe it's all just a coping method. Maybe it's all just somebody's way to get through. So let them figure it out. Don't look to judge people just that you don't judge yourself consistently. Judge yourself. Literally just sit and judge yourself until you grow from it. But don't get so caught in judging yourself that it's actually judgment, or that it's actually guilt, or that it's actually an additional weight. Don't add that pressure to you, but be self-aware, and self-aware enough to the point where you can grow from your actions, from your mishaps, from your ups, your downs, whatever, So I'll leave you with this. The walls are where you left them. You're just fine. You have time, and you will be okay. You will grow the same way that you are meant to grow. You will make it the same place that you are meant to make it in the time that you are meant to be there. Okay? Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys. And stop torturing yourself.